Jesus says, "Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden." All who labor and are heavy laden. Notice that the invitation is to everyone, and that includes you. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son. But see, the thing here, the way that Jesus does this, because he's talking to the broken. He's talking to the poor. He's talking to the people who know that the law is not going to work for them anymore. And he's not talking to the religious people. And the religious people, they don't get it because it goes right over the head, because they don't think they're heavy laden, because they're the ones actually coming up with more rules to put on top of God's law. So the invitation is to normal people, broken people. Notice how Jesus speaks to both the active side of life and also the passive side of life. The active being the labor. Work is hard, right? I mean, even if you like your job, work is hard. And that's just part of the curse that God gave to mankind, specifically men, in Genesis 3. So even if you like your job, work is hard. Heavy laden being more of the daily grind, the never-ending drudgery of life, the hard, the menial, the monotonous daily grind. And it doesn't matter if you're blue collar, doesn't matter if you're white collar or no collar. These are the two sides of life that we all have. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you. Notice the personal relationship here again, guys. This is Jesus giving us the invitation, and notice that he's the only one that can give the invitation. Why? Well, because he's the creator, right? He is the creator with a capital C. He knows you better than you know yourself. He is the one that knit you in your mother's womb. You looking for some peace in your life? Well, he's the Prince of Peace. You looking for some counseling? He is the wonderful counselor. He's the light of the world. When a world is so dark and sinful and ugly, he is the bright and morning star when you and I don't want to get out of bed in the morning because we're so depressed. We're so distraught with what's going on in our lives. He is the good shepherd and we are the sheep. He is the word of life because his words are the very essence of life. Jesus is the dayspring and living water. And once you drink from his cup, you'll never go thirsty again. He is the Lamb who takes away the sin of the world. He's the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. He is God. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He is the beginning and the end, when there was no beginning and there will be no end. Man. And he's the one that gives you this invitation. He is the great I am. He says, don't you dare put a title on me because I am who I am. And he extends this invitation to you today.